Hey, it's Freeman here. A couple of videos ago with our 1956 Tri-5 Chevrolet project car, I thought that this simple checklist was only going to take us one video to get done. And well, I mean, you know the story. It turned into two videos. And now here we are in the third video, but we're going to knock it out here. So let's continue where we left off. So we actually kind of went backwards on our list because we kind of revisited master cylinder hardware, but no harm, no foul. All right, moving on now. We got to clean these lines out. We didn't write blowout lines on lists, so we technically shouldn't be doing this, but I think we'll get away with it. Okay, clear? Clear! Just making sure that there's no bugs, dust, metal shavings in here. And this should pretty much all be just finger tight. Which is why, as I'm sure I mentioned before, all these lines we hand bent them in-house. We made them all to copy the factory lines, all the bends and everything, except for, there's a little bit of a difference. The original system, we've basically copied 99% in regard to the bends and whatnot. Things changed a little bit because of the dual master cylinder. We could have done things more than one way, but here's the change that we made. So this distribution block here, the factory had a line continuing. See, we got a line that goes in on that side, and then another line on this side. We changed that. We decided to make one continuous solid line from the master cylinder all the way to the back of the car. Crazy, right? Videos are all linked in the video description. If you haven't seen them or you want to rewatch them where we built all this, that's what we chose to do because we're wild and crazy. So we need a plug, and that's what I completely spaced. So I'm going to search through my supply and hopefully I can find a plug to go right here, a brass plug. And if we can find it, we can just continue on. If not, I'm going to have to run into the municipality and search for one at a retail store. And that should be a 3/8 24 inverted male plug. I'm excited. As soon as we're done blowing these lines out and we got a plug in there, we're pumping fluid through this system. Finally, for the very first time. And hey, stay tuned because think about how many double flares are on these brake lines. Are they all gonna hold pressure? Are there gonna be any leaks? Was all that hard work for nothing? Our lines across the rear axle, we've had these buttoned up. I mean, we'll double check, make sure that they're tight, but we've had them on here. And yeah, nothing could have gotten in here, so good. That saves us some time. We do have, we'll blow this out, this rubber line, which this rubber line connects our line that goes, our hard line, our steel line along the frame rail, that really, really long one that I was telling you about. It connects that line to here. So we'll just blow this out in that steel line real quick. There's a look at that line that runs all the way back here. It goes up over the frame rail, just like the factory. And then pokes out right there where the rubber goes into it. I can hear the air coming out at the back of the car. We're good. This line hanging from the baling wire is exactly how the high school kid who drove this car in the 70s left it. And of course this is a brand new line. But we're just, you know, keeping some things the same, you know, we don't have to change everything. And I don't know how did this line get that dirty? Let's to put it in here in this distribution block before we clean the distribution block. And the brass distribution blocks that you see on this car are original as far as I know. They're the ones that were on this car when I got it. We refurbished them. We gotta clean this off. I've officially ran out of blue shop rags out here from the house. Our little secret. Alrighty. I got line wrenches. So, oh geez, sharp edges. Keep hat on for head protection. It'd probably be easiest to connect to this line first because it's just baling wire just broke. Okay, well, let's undo that. We'll have to recreate 1974 in a minute here. Let's just get this going. Kind of stuck in here. I can't move very well. This would be a terrible time for the peacocks to show up. Oh, duh. What was I thinking? Of course, that's brake lines 101. Let's attach to the distribution block first because it can't move. So we gotta spin that on. There we go. Don't strip it. So this is the most difficult line to play around with and get on. So let's do this one together and then tighten down all the other fittings real, what was that? Real fast. I think that was the wind knocking something over. We actually have a good breeze. And then we find out if we have a plug or not, which is very exciting. So I know you're gonna stick around for that. And then we put fluid in the system, and then yeah, we're closer to wheels and tires, which is actually, wheels and tires is the very next thing. Update. There's been a bit of an oversight on my part. That's very rare here at Freeman's Garage. Doesn't happen often. So here's the oversight. Let me just pop this out real quick. You see the size of, boy, you really need to get your prescription checked, updated. You see the size of that hole where our plug's gonna go, which we need to look for in a second. You see the size of that hole, and then do you see the size of that hole? Yep, that's bigger, which means it takes a larger fitting. And in the videos where we built the brake line system, we installed the proper size fitting that goes in there. Again, plug, and then the end of that line goes there. But then on this side, here's where the oversight is. It's the wrong size fitting. It's too small. We were cruising right along, singing our poor song, and now we have to cut the end off and make put on the proper size fitting first and then do a new double flare. Don't want to do the double flare first and then go, oh, I didn't put the fitting on. Done that many times here in Freeman's Garage. So yeah, so we're rebuilding the end of this brake line and hoping, see, we have to hope that we have enough line to where we're still going to be able to reach. If we don't, we're going to have to rebuild this entire line, which, so we've hit a bit of a snafu here, but hey, it's just another challenge that we get to work through. This won't be difficult, and we'll get to feel good when it's done. We'll get a little self-confidence boost from it. All right, let's dig through our, man, these pants. I can't wait to throw them away. Actually, they're such a iconic part of Freeman's Garage that maybe they should be framed and hung up. Probably not, I don't know, you decide. 3/16 is the size of our brake line, and I got a bag full of 3 different sizes of 3/16 brake line fittings, and the larger size that we need, off the top of my head, 7/16, 24 for the pitch thread. So let's look for one of those. Big old 1/2 incher, 9/16, 3/8. Nothing small enough yet. Here we go, 7/16. That's what the packaging says anyways. Unopened, so how could it be wrong? There's only one way to find out. Here's our larger side, going in. We got it. No plug though. So let's run to a parts store real quick and hopefully find a plug. I suggested 3/8 plug earlier because I knew that would fit in here, and I was thinking that's probably all the part store would have, and they did. So here it is. Let's test fit it. Oh yeah, science. You see, it's got to be inverted on the end, same as the brake line fittings, because we're flared, right? We're flared inside here, and we're flared on the end of our lines. So that's got to match up. Otherwise, it's not going to work. If you have brakes, you'll have brakes for a very short while. All right. Children's table. This is putting us well behind, and my hard stop at 4 p.m. is because I have to shoot a video for the Freeman's Garage Extra channel. Channel's linked in the description. Well, the first thing we got to do is cut the end and make sure we cut the correct end. And we want to cut off the bare minimum. Hopefully it'll be long enough when we're all done here. Because here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want to not finish the checklist, and then there's going to be another video in between this one and finally putting something on this car that the car can roll on, right? So if we can get this done and finish that checklist. Why have you not cut through yet? My goodness. No, it's because I'm doing it wrong. If we get this checklist finished in this video, the very next video with this car is putting something on it that it can actually, automobile on. Grab a 3/16 anvil. Start cleaning up the end that's all goofed up from cutting. I'm going to impress you with my double flaring of brake line skills. I could do this in my sleep. Made in USA file. I can do this on the side of the road, and I have. I could do this blindfolded, challenge accepted. Very important that this is flat, level, and smooth. That's what you need. Start with flat, level, and smooth, or it might not work very well. What we should have done at first is gotten rid of this, okay? Now that this part is done, before we go any further, this goes on. It's like those things in the doctor's office when you were a child, okay? Do those exist anymore? I don't even know. Let's get set up in the 3/16 spot. The amount of line we want sticking out is about the same as the thickness of our anvil. And this has to be right. So measure twice, cut once, because having to do this twice probably will be ruining it because it'll be too short. Unless we want a brake line that runs, I don't know. I don't know, right along the water pump or something. Okay, I'm gonna snug it up. I don't want to crush the line, but I also don't want it to slip when we start pressing our anvil into it to do our single flare first, double flare with that, okay? Double check, looks good. Do we need to file anymore? Nice and even, okay. Let's do it. Make sure that's clean. Gonna drop a brake fluid on here to lubricate, don't tip over. Cap on that to prevent spills. We don't want spills. I'll stick that in there. Even with the stakes as high as they are, there's no need to be shaken like a frozen puppy. Okay, you're with Freeman here. This is Freeman's Garage. As long as there's not another snake in the grass, we're gonna be just fine. We're gonna get through this like a bull going out on its final blaze of glory. Okay, everything's going smooth. Don't freak out. Okay, we're almost, are we touching? Okay, just a little, get a little bit tighter. Okay, it looks like we're down all the way. Okay, so that is the single flare, right? The first one. Let's take a look. Hopefully everything was even and good. Not 100% perfect, but that will do. That's pretty darn good. And yes, I was wearing gloves earlier and now I'm not. When you're in a hurry, harmful things can't soak into your skin anymore. Actually, this is really dumb. I really should have gloves on because it's actually not a joke. But I wouldn't want to put a damper on the party at the moment. Okay, now this is the most, oh, it's all critical. This is one of the more critical parts because we do not want to go too far. If we make our double flare too thin, as in we squish the metal down too thin, then it's probably not going to hold when there's pressure in the line. So we're going to go a little bit more, and then we're going to look at it, because at this point we can take this off and put it back on if we want. Okay, I would stop right there. Oh, it's uneven. Oh no, that might not be good. Hold on. Now there are more expensive tools for this that, you know, some can help you get a better result easier. After superficial examination, I think it's worth putting it through the leak test. Let me deburr it a little bit. It's not the greatest. It's better than I thought it was originally. No, you can't see it up close. How dare you question my work? So you want to hear something crazy? It's 3 o'clock right now. An hour until the hard stop. You know how I can tell it's 3 o'clock? I can tell by the shadows. That's a 3 o'clock shadow, all right. I know a 3 o'clock shadow when I see one. Is our line gonna be long enough still? I don't know. Looks like we're probably gonna be good. We're not snugged down yet, but it looks like we probably will be okay. It's kind of tough when you got this many lines going into the same thing. It'd probably be easier if I did this line first. So we will find out in a second here. I know it looks like there's clearly enough line here, but you never know when you just start actually bending things down where they need to lay and whatnot. Oh yeah, we're good. There is still a possible challenge coming up, because even though all we got to do is just, the rear is all snugged up, we just got to snug up these front ones, and then we can put fluid in the system, other than we need to get our lines onto our master cylinder here. And sometimes it gets kind of, you know, that last bit here, or for me anyways, in my experience, because everything's going to be all locked in, and then we just got to hope that these are going to be able to finagle and get the angle to get in there. So we'll find that out too in a second here. The last line to tighten up, this one here, which is that fitting there. I'm just going to leave that loose for some wiggle room here. But this one, there isn't going to be any, can't leave that loose because that's the one that goes all the way to the back of the car. And expect leaks, okay? And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second, or possible leaks. But one of the things that I like to do with brand new fittings or brand new flared ends, you got new fittings, you got new double flared ends. I like to go snug, loosen, snug. I like to do that a couple times just to help the new flared end seat into the distribution block, whatever you have, or rubber hose, etc. Is that proven by science? I don't know, but it's what I do. Okay, let's start with this back one first. Be prepared for drippage. Please let us get the angle. Yeah, we got it. Yeah. Okay. Yes, this is not the proper wrench, okay? We just gotta get this thing into position. Factory clip. Well, actually, let's let that actually hang there for a second because, yeah, okay, because our lines are a little bit different than factory now. Okay, let's go to this one. See if we can get the right angle on the Lieutenant J dangle. Darn it, I didn't want to drop those caps because now I need to clean them off before I put them back in my master cylinder bleeding tool kit. Okay, well that felt pretty good. I like where this is going. Yeah. Let's grab a 9/16 flare wrench and tighten that up. Yeah, I like that. Got to figure out what we want to do for clippage, but other than that, just don't over tighten it or it will leak. That's for dang sure. Alrighty, let the brake bleeding begin. One man solo, one guy, one feller, one fella, one dude, one germ. This is going to be a one-man gravity bleed of the likes you've never seen. Main battle station up here. We got a jug ready to go. It's a little low. We should have enough. Master cylinder ready to receive. But really where all the frontline action is going to take place is back here. We got a coffee can. Not quite as old as this car. Almost. Well, probably about 20 years newer than the car. Got a little bit of vegetable oil, or is this brake fluid? We don't know. Why is it the same color? Who gets to decide the color? Anyways, that's sitting in here so that the wind does not blow this over. And that is connected to our bleeder, which is on our wheel cylinder. I've experimented with many different ways of doing gravity bleeding. I've done it where I've just cracked all four corners and just let whatever happens, happens. Let stuff hit the floor, hit the ground, whatever, then run around, start buttoning things up. But this is kind of advanced. This is a little bit further. Not only do you have advanced space age technology, we are doing one corner at a time, so that whole unit will be moved from corner to corner, starting with the furthest away from the master cylinder first. But is it really? It's physically the furthest away, but is the length of line really the longest? Who knows? Let's fight about that in the comments. But we'll start right rear, and then we'll go left rear, and then we'll go right front, and then we'll go left front, right up at the MC, Master of Ceremonies. And this setup, unlike a lot of the gravity bleeding that I do where I just let it go and then run around and button up the corners, this is actually going, mosquito, this is actually going to allow us to pump the pedal by ourselves. The traditional brake bleeding where you got your wife, girlfriend, kid in the car pumping and you're underneath the car screaming at them. Okay, we're doing this one-man band style. All right, in a hurry, kind of here, because unfortunately sometimes gravity bleeding can take, sorry, let me finish my first slide. I always do that, I always jump ahead. Actually, I got two thoughts, they're stacking up. I have so much to say to you, so much to talk about. Let's try to get through them before I forget. First thing, I could explain the science a little bit more to you, but I don't know. Can you handle it? Can you understand it? I'm just kidding, I know you're smart. Other thing is, I'm not educated. Find somewhere clean to put this. Actually, I'll put it on this license plate that fell off of the wall. Actually, no, that's gonna get dirty. Put it in the car. The other thing is we are fast approaching the hard stop. Oh, are we leaking off the bottle, or are we leaking out of the lines? Oh shoot. Where's that leak coming from? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we need to find, oh no, uh-oh, uh-oh, oh no. I want to figure this out before, oh no, it's gonna ruin the paint on here. I want to figure this out before the master cylinder goes dry. Oh, we're leaking over there too. Oh, I see which one. Wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. Oh, if we run out of fluid here, we're just going to be... Oh, by the way, that right rear corner has not been cracked yet. Nothing's been cracked open. Oh, it's not tight. That's why. We didn't tighten that one? Oh, thank goodness. I thought something was actually wrong. Okay, but it's leaking on the other side. Let me guess, we didn't tighten that one either, did we? No, we did. So what is leaking? Oh shoot! Ay ay ay! Watch. Because of this, we're gonna end up being just the teeniest little bit short on brake fluid, and then we're not gonna be able to finish this. Where are you leaking from? Oh, I said to expect leaks, right? I got that tightened up, and we're still leaking, and then I notice we're leaking from here as well. Oh no, we're leaking big time back here. That's not good. This is all gravity. Means we got good flow right off the bat. So that's good without doing anything. No bleeders have been cracked. No pressure's been applied at the pedal. How are you leaking so bad? I mean, I said to expect leaks, but this is where it's leaking everywhere. I didn't expect it to be that bad. Oh gosh. It's just flowing. It's just flowing. Oh no. We could pop the lines off the master cylinder and put our plugs in to stop it, but then we won't know if we're stopping the leaks. What? I don't know what number 3 is at Taco Bell. I gotta do these leaks, man. Need the creeper. Panic, everybody, freak out. Everybody freak out. Oh, it's still dripping back there. How? How is it this bad? Well, I just don't understand you. No, I guess you just wanted to be a lot tighter than I thought you would. Okay, things have settled down dramatically. Okay, reevaluate. Oh, we're dripping up there. What in tarnation? What else? How? How? What do you want from me? Okay, well, I hope that did it. Looks like we're under control up at the front. But back here, we still got a little bit of an issue, and part of it is that we can't get a line wrench on this fitting here because this is in the way. So I'm gonna pop this clip out so that this whole unit can go back, and then I can get a actual line wrench on there. And I'm gonna open the trunk and hop in. Well, why did I come down here if I didn't have everything? Because I'm panicking. freak out. Excuse me, gentlemen. So you've got a line wrench on that one. And you know, I need a second set of line wrenches because I can really use 2 of them right now. Okay, so that one's tighter. That one's tighter. You know, I should get some water to try to neutralize this brake fluid, but it's too late. It's already destroying paint. Okay, so that's dried. So now we will know if that leaks again. That's good. We think that's good. Time will tell. That's good. Okay. Okay, this is going to be kind of brave. I'm going to top this off all the way. That fluid goes through this line. See, it's still leaking a little bit, so it needs to be tightened up a little bit more. But you see how the rubber hose, it ended up getting twisted, and I don't like that. It's all, you know, so I want this to go back to how it should be. I don't like all that twisted tension on it, so I'm going to pop this all the way off and get this to straighten out and get them back together before that pod on the master cylinder goes dry, making us having to redo our bench bleeding. Think I can do it? How fast do you think it's going to come out? Brake fluid might go up my armpit. Hopefully not. Oh, great, right in the floor dry. Right in the kitty litter. Okay, there is nothing I can do. Well, I could just not do this, but you know, there's nothing I can do but just go for it. Oh boy, it's fast. I mean, I can tell it's going to be fast. That's what I'm saying. So this might actually be one of the dumbest things I've ever done. Oh geez, it's already. Kind of thinking twice about this. And everything is slippery with the gloves. So, hold on here. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking twice about it. Okay, here we go. Ready? It's showtime. Oh wait, the hose untwisted. Oh, nice. I guess it wasn't twisted all that far. Oh, thank goodness. Let's tighten this thing back up. Oh, thank goodness. I don't like doing that because I just feel like that over tightens it, but apparently this needs it. Okay, sigh of relief if, well, yeah, sigh of relief, but extra sigh of relief if that just stopped it from leaking. That brake fluid's warm. From the light. I had this on there kind of as a handkerchief. You know how a handkerchief to hold your sweat back. Let's observe this and see what it does. Oh, I'm sorry. Guess you missed the whole show, huh? All right, I think we're done leaking. We'll find out when we go under pressure here in just a second. But I did find this on the floor, which is for another vehicle, and I've been searching for that. Lost it a long time ago. So now that everything has changed due to losing a bunch of fluid and whatnot and all that, leaks greater than the expected. Oh, we got a drop there. Okay, that probably did it. All right, yeah, because of circumstances out of our control, let's not do anything with pressure yet. Let's just see what happens when we crack this bleeder. See if we get any bubbles. Oh, yes. Yes. That's what we want. Oh yeah, lots of bubbles. So no more bubbles there. Isn't this exciting? So we got air out of there and that bleeder's closed. So now let's move over to the other side. There we go. Just let it all come out. Having the line down in that brake fluid lets nothing but brake fluid go back up through there and into our system. Nothing but brake fluid, no air can get in. Our level went down a little bit. That's good because we replaced that air we saw coming out with fluid. Okay, so now do I share with you my method to pump pressure into the lines with the pedal and hold it and then crack those bleeders again and see if more air comes out? Or do we skip that and just repeat what we did in the back there with the front? Do we do that? I think that's what we're gonna do because we have about that much brake fluid left in that jug. And yeah, and we're half past Freckle. We are right up on that hard stop. I think we should push on the pedal and see how it feels. First time in the 56 Chevy using our actual foot to press on a pedal. Oh, I feel something. Yep. Yeah, so because of what we just witnessed there and because of time constraints and fluid constraints, let's do the same thing with the front now, and I bet you the pedal will feel even better. We'll recheck for leaks, and I guarantee you that's good enough to safely operate this motor vehicle on a public roadway. So namely, time constraint being why we're calling it good and moving on here, which I've already said it's good. It's good. Believe me, it is good. But we will take it a step further when we have more time. And also, maybe my daughter will be able to sit in the car and push on the pedal because that's more effective than my top secret lone wolf method. Faster and more effective, even though the lone wolf method does work great. Need a little bit more height here. My point is, still one person in the car pumping the pedal and holding it while a second person screams at them from underneath the car. You can't beat that. That's always the best. Kind of like the telephone. I mean, the ultimate form of communication. You're not gonna beat the phone. Not gonna beat that telephone. Okay, we got some bubbles coming out. And the bleeder is darn near out all the way. So I'm just gonna hold it right here. Bubble's still coming. Boy, I really do appreciate your company and you sticking it out with these long hauls and close calls because I did not expect the last however many minutes it's been. I did not expect any of that to happen. What video are you gonna watch next after this? Are you going to rewatch an old Freeman's Garage video, or are you gonna wait till the last second of this video when my suggestions pop up on the screen? Or do you put on 8 hours of rain music and hit the hay? All right, come on, bubbles. Yes, we got the bubbles. This is awesome. We'll check the pedal feel here in a second as soon as all these air bubbles are out. Woo, hot dog. Come on. Hey, don't fall asleep. Just come on, wake up. We got just a little bit left to go here. Next, because this is all done, because we got all this done, next video, wheels and tires going on this thing, and this car is not going to be sitting in this spot anymore. Next video, wheels and tires are going on the car, and this car is getting moved to another spot where it won't move for, just kidding. It is moving though, it's gonna be moving, so you can tell it's getting later. Shadows are longer. All right, we're cruising down the road in my Chevrolet. Oh yeah, that's even more. Nice, I don't wanna be shooting it all over the, out of the top of the master cylinder. And that door closes nice. Wow, we got a lot of air out. Yeah, if there is more air in there, we don't want to get it out right now because we don't have enough fluid to replace it. Good enough for government work. No leaks. I don't see anything leaking here. And that's not leaking either, so that's fan-diddly-tastic. So you might have noticed that in some spots, such as right here, I may or may not have the appropriate clips that take up the space and make everything sit in here real tight. That's because I'm missing a couple and I want to do it just like the factory. I have the manual to show me exactly what there was and where it goes and what direction it faces. But we don't need all that right now. But that's something that I am planning on us working on. Hey, we had a couple snafus, but we worked through it. We accomplished the goals. We got through all the challenges that were thrown at us. We almost started running around in a circle like a one-eyed dog, but we didn't. And well, some of the things we did, we just kept them simple, such as the bleeding method. But hey, I don't like trends, and I ain't in the fads. All right, video's on the screen. See you next time. We're waiting a while to do the